Hey everyone, Adam Savage here, and today we're diving into the world of welding. Welding is an incredible process that has fascinated me for years. It's a skill that combines science, art, and a bit of magic. Specifically, the challenge of welding aluminum. Aluminum is a material that's both lightweight and strong, making it ideal for a variety of applications. However, welding aluminum is not as simple as it might seem. Welding is like magic, fusing metals together with intense heat. The process involves melting the base materials and adding a filler material to form a strong joint. This is easier said than done, especially when it comes to aluminum. It's used everywhere, from building skyscrapers to crafting delicate jewelry. The versatility of welding makes it an essential skill in many industries. But when it comes to aluminum, the game changes. But aluminum, oh boy, it throws a few curveballs into the mix. Unlike steel, aluminum has a lower melting point and higher thermal conductivity. This means it heats up and cools down much faster, making it tricky to work with. Aluminum is a bit of a diva in the welding world. It requires a lot of attention and care. If you're not careful, you can end up with a weak weld or even burn through the material. It's not as straightforward as welding steel, which is like the workhorse of the welding world. Steel is more forgiving and easier to weld, making it the go-to material for many welders. Aluminum requires special techniques and know-how. You need to use the right equipment such as a TIG welder and the correct filler material. Prepping the aluminum surface is also crucial to ensure a strong weld, but why is that? Let's break it down. Aluminum forms an oxide layer on its surface that needs to be cleaned off before welding. This oxide layer has a higher melting point than the aluminum itself, which can cause issues if not properly addressed. Additionally, aluminum's high thermal conductivity means that heat dissipates quickly, requiring more precise control of the welding process. So while aluminum welding is challenging, with the right knowledge and techniques it can be mastered. Stay tuned as we explore these techniques in more detail. Aluminum has some unique properties that make it a bit fussy when it comes to welding. Unlike steel or other common metals, aluminum behaves differently under heat and pressure, which can be quite challenging for welders. Understanding these properties is crucial for achieving a strong, clean weld. First off, it's got a low melting point compared to other metals. Aluminum melts at around 660 degrees Celsius, which is significantly lower than steel, which melts at around 1370 degrees Celsius. This lower melting point means that aluminum heats up and melts quickly, which can be both an advantage and a disadvantage. That might sound like a good thing, but it means things can get melty really fast, making it easy to accidentally burn through the metal if you're not careful. This is especially true when working with thin sheets of aluminum, where the margin for error is very small. The welder must constantly monitor the heat input to avoid overheating and burning through the material. Secondly, aluminum loves oxygen. When exposed to air, aluminum reacts almost instantly with oxygen to form a thin yet tough oxide layer on its surface. This oxide layer is invisible to the naked eye but can significantly affect the welding process. It forms a thin oxide layer on its surface almost instantly when exposed to air. This oxide layer is actually beneficial in many applications because it protects the aluminum from further corrosion. However, in welding, this oxide layer can be problematic. This oxide layer has a much higher melting point than the aluminum itself. While aluminum melts at around 660 degrees Celsius, the oxide layer melts at over 2000 degrees Celsius. This means that if the oxide layer is not removed before welding, it will not melt and will create a barrier that prevents proper fusion of the metal. If you don't remove it before welding, you'll end up with a weak, contaminated weld. This is why cleaning the aluminum surface thoroughly before welding is essential. Welders often use wire brushes or chemical cleaners to remove the oxide layer and ensure a clean surface for welding. Proper preparation and technique are key to overcoming these challenges and achieving a strong, reliable weld. So, what are the specific headaches welders face with aluminum? Aluminum is a unique material that presents a variety of challenges in the workshop. Unlike steel, which is more forgiving, aluminum requires a different approach and a higher level of precision. Let's dive into some of the common issues that welders encounter when working with this metal. First off, that low melting point means you need precise control over the heat. Aluminum melts at around 660 degrees Celsius, which is significantly lower than steel. This means that even a slight increase in temperature can cause the metal to become too hot to handle. too much heat, and you'll blow a hole right through your workpiece. This is a common problem, especially for those who are new to welding aluminum. The metal can go from solid to liquid in an instant, leaving you with a ruined piece and a lot of frustration. On the flip side, too little heat, and you won't get proper fusion. This means that the weld won't penetrate deeply enough into the metal, resulting in a weak joint that can easily break under stress. Achieving the right balance is crucial for a strong, durable weld. Then there's the oxide layer. Aluminum naturally forms an oxide layer when exposed to air. This layer acts like a barrier, preventing the welding arc from properly penetrating the aluminum. It's essential to clean the surface thoroughly before welding to remove this layer. If the oxide layer isn't removed, it leads to incomplete fusion and weak welds. This is why many welders use a wire brush or a chemical cleaner to prepare the surface before starting the welding process. Plus, aluminum doesn't change color when it heats up like steel does, making it hard to judge the temperature just by looking at it. This lack of visual cues can make it challenging to know when the metal is at the right temperature for welding. Welders often rely on experience and practice to get a feel for the correct heat levels. To overcome this, some welders use temperature gauges or other tools to monitor the heat. These tools can provide a more accurate reading, helping to ensure that the metal is at the optimal temperature for welding. However, this adds another layer of complexity to the process. Practice and experience are key when it comes to welding aluminum. Many welders spend hours practicing on scrap pieces to get a feel for the material and to perfect their technique. Over time, they develop a sense of how aluminum behaves under different conditions, which helps them achieve better results in their projects. Despite the challenges, with the right knowledge and tools, welders can achieve strong, clean welds on aluminum. It takes patience, practice, and a willingness to learn, but the results are well worth the effort. Aluminum is a versatile and valuable material, and mastering its welding can open up a world of possibilities in the workshop. Don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. Welders have developed special techniques to overcome these challenges. The key is to use the right equipment, settings, and filler materials specifically designed for aluminum. One common method is to use alternating current, AC, instead of direct current, DC, for the welding arc. AC helps break down that pesky oxide layer, allowing for a cleaner, stronger weld. Section 5. TIG welding, precision for aluminum. When it comes to aluminum, gas tungsten arc welding, or TIG, is a popular choice. TIG welding uses a non-consumable tungsten electrode to create the arc and a separate handheld filler rod to add material to the weld. TIG welding offers incredible precision and control over the heat input, which is crucial for aluminum. It's like using a fine-tipped pen to draw with molten metal. TIG welding is often used for applications where weld quality and appearance are paramount, like aerospace components and bicycles. For faster welding speeds, there's gas metal arc welding, also known as MIG welding. MIG welding uses a continuously fed wire electrode that also acts as the filler metal. MIG welding is generally faster than TIG welding and is often preferred for thicker aluminum sections or when higher productivity is needed. However, it doesn't offer the same level of precision and control as TIG welding. So, which one is better for aluminum TIG or MIG? Well, it depends on the specific application. TIG welding is like a scalpel, precise and perfect for delicate work. MIG welding is more like a hammer, fast and efficient for bigger jobs. For thin aluminum sheets or intricate designs, TIG welding is the way to go. For thicker materials or when speed is key, MIG welding might be the better choice. It all comes down to the project requirements and the welder's skill. Mastering aluminum welding opens up a world of opportunities in various industries. Think about it. Airplanes, cars, boats, even spacecraft. They all rely on strong, lightweight aluminum components. Skilled aluminum welders are in high demand, and their expertise is crucial for building the vehicles and structures of the future. It's a challenging skill to learn, but the rewards are significant. So there you have it, aluminum welding in a nutshell. It's a challenging but rewarding field that requires patience, precision, and a passion for working with this versatile metal. As technology advances and the demand for lightweight and durable materials continues to grow, the importance of skilled aluminum welders will only increase. So, if you're up for the challenge, aluminum welding could be your ticket to a bright and exciting future.